Hello, Let's Do Video viewers, and welcome back. We're here again with Carl. Carl, everyone knows you by now, but just in case we have some new people, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Carl Harvell. I am the director of product at AVer for the enterprise video division.
That can't be an easy job because you guys have a lot of products, and we have a new camera to talk about, the CAM520 Pro3. So, what can you tell me
Yeah.
about this?
All right. Well, when we first started coming out with cameras for USB video, we actually started out with the CAM520, and people recall that it was about I don't know 7 years ago, 8 years ago, or probably
Wow.
longer. It was before me. Generally, it was a very good quality camera with a simple USB connection, and it actually helped pretty much pave the way for our whole division to be able to get enterprise quality video out of a USB connection, so people could use them for conference rooms. And so with that, now we have our arguably our third generation of this product line, which is our CAM520, called the CAM520 Pro3. And so we had a couple of great enhancements to it, and we came out with it last month. So far, it's been pretty good reviews on it, and essentially, I wanted to kind of talk about the features and what it does.
Sure, yeah. And one of the things that, when I think of a USB camera, I think of a simple, basic camera. And I think, the more complicated cameras are, well, they're more complicated. But this is fully featured. So being a USB camera, so if you could please take us through those features.
Yeah, no, that's kind of the target that we're going for with this camera was, keeping it simple enough to where if you plug it into a PC, to a Mac, or a variety of different operating systems, it'll load the native drivers and just work. It'll just give you an image and it'll show up as a webcam. But if you wanted to go more into the features, and yeah, if you don't mind, David, can you scroll down a little bit on that back presentation part? Because if you look at the back of it, there are some pretty good connectivity options from a physical perspective. So,
Oh,
if you wanted to plug this in to a conference room, you would have the option to be able to use USB RS-232 connectivity, physical for like restaurant controllers or something of that nature. But then there's also an HDMI out port on the back that we put, so people could use that for either video switchers or separate conference monitors. Then we also have the Ethernet connection for not only management. So if you wanted to, you could bring in the IP address of this unit through a web browser and get access to all the features and functionalities. But it'll also handle real-time streaming protocol out of it. But you could also power the unit too with PoE Plus. So we kind
nice.
of still kept the back connectivity fairly simple in the sense of with the USB, but we also added HDMI and the PoE Plus. But this camera in itself, what we did is we brought up the sensor in it to a very high quality sensor, and so the actual lens of it as well gets up to almost to a 4K quality. It's an Ultra HD type of resolution matrix for it. But essentially what it does is that we increase the system on a chip with it. So the processing power on this one is pretty high. So this is still marked as our entry-level camera. The CAM520 Pro 2 had a great run, but there's a couple of things that we noticed that people are wanting nowadays out of cameras. One is they want a really sharp image quality so
Mm.
you could actually manipulate the image. And a lot of people are really getting into meeting equity in the sense of they want to be able to get people framed up like the way we are right now at this conference room table for the conference room. And so
But you
with
mean
this
people aren't
camera,
happy with this view? We can't just put a
I
camera
do
all the way at the back and, hello, remote
yeah,
participants, take us
exactly.
seriously
Yeah,
all
I'm
the
a
way
single
back here.
participant in this conference room, and this is how I'm going to keep the camera the whole time. Uh,
Eventually, I'm going to get more people back in these seats once we go full hybrid here at Let's Do Video. And yeah, how am I gonna get them all on camera? What am I gonna do?
well, I'll tell you what's going to happen is that a lot of people are going to sit at the end of the table. Probably somebody's going to sit at the very far left of the table, and then somebody else is going to sit in the very far right of the table, and it'll probably be spread out depending upon the people like each other or not. But but with that, there's a lot of extra space in the conference room. There's a lot of extra space in the image. And a lot of people are used to the portrait view, I guess you could say, that that we normally have. And so what we did is we enabled what we call smart composition in this camera natively. Some of our other cameras have smart gallery, which will allow you to use like our PTZ app to be able to crop an image and put it through a virtual USB connection. But this camera will actually do all of that in the firmware of the camera itself. So to kind of give you a little example, here's
I think it shows
here's
it
a
here.
yeah, that's kind
Is
of
that it?
one of the layout views they could potentially get with it. But for the actual full conference room, now you could actually just have the cropped image with it and put that over the USB stream. So no need to be dependent upon the service provider and or other things. It'll just come out through the USB connection.
AI on the edge, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Nice. Anything else we need to know about it, or?
Do you know what? Other
Or
than that, I mean, it's
there
been
was a video you wanted to share, right?
yeah, actually to give a little to give a demonstration of the technologies, kind of one of the promo videos that we have. Unfortunately, I don't have the camera here to show off. Kind of left it in the main office there. But yeah, if you want to play this really fast, I'll kind of talk through, because essentially what it does is that it will do a people count of the conference room. Figure out where the people are, and then it'll crop them up and redisplay it. So that's kind of what it does. It will negate all the other uh, uh, fluff in the conference room display screen to be able to do that. Now, this camera does have other features with it, like the automatic framing, as well as WDR, kind of what you see up there for those weird dynamic lighting scenarios. So again, really powerful camera at entry level price point for it.
Nice. Well, we'll put the link in the description below for people who want to learn more. And Carl, always glad to have you here. Thanks so much for being here.
All right, thanks, bud.
And thanks everyone for watching.
Take care, everybody.